Hey guys, so this week I'm actually finally going to be able to work on another illustration. I haven't been able to work on an actual illustration for a video in quite a while, probably since the Witch's Study video that I posted, gosh, a couple months ago maybe? Anyways, it's a pretty cool video and I'm actually pretty proud of that piece, so I'll leave a link for it in the description down below, so go check that out after you're finished watching this one. But for right now, we're going to be talking briefly about the topic of how to deal with criticism on your art. So, as an artist who constantly, puts her work out into the open and, makes, posts her sketches and illustrations onto various social media platforms, including YouTube, at some point I'm going to run into people who, just never seem to have anything good to say. And, for all the time I've had on YouTube, I haven't run into those people yet. But I have run into people who do, say mean things about my art IRL, because I did do art in high school, and in high school I was required to do a variety of different shows. And dealing with criticism on your art, especially when it isn't constructive criticism, it's really difficult. I'm not gonna lie. It's a hard pill to swallow because sometimes these people are they're either not artists, so they're just making blind criticisms on your art even though they have no idea what they're talking about, or they are artists but they just, I don't really have much of an explanation for why artists do it. Artists aren't generally the types of people to just, criticize other artists for no reason. But you may run into artists who, will leave a mean comment or something like that. But for the most part, it's going to be people who either they're not artists, or B, they are artists and they just think they're better and more entitled than you are, or they just don't know how to word their constructive criticism in a way that doesn't sound mean and harsh. And like I said, it's really difficult to deal with, but there are things that you can do and there's a mindset that you can be in that will help you get through times when, you feel like your art is just being constantly criticized by people on, social media or IRL. And the first thing you can do is, and as simple as it sounds, the first thing you can do is just not care. I've always been a person who was able to deal with criticism pretty easily, primarily because I just kind of didn't care what other people thought about me, or the things that I did. I know that, my art is at a certain level, and while it's not, the best art out there, I am growing and improving as an artist, and I'm happy with that. And anyone who thinks otherwise can go... I was gonna say something really inappropriate, but I'm not gonna say it. But they can just go away, because they don't know me, they don't know my life, and they don't know my art. So if they have something mean to say about it, then they have no idea what they're talking about. The next thing you can do, and I've seen a lot of people do this on social media, especially Tumblr, and I think it's the absolute funniest thing, is to just go off on them. A lot of times when, especially on social media platforms like Tumblr, where people are able to leave anonymous comments so they can literally just hide behind their computer screen and no one will ever know who they are, and they can just blindly insult people, you know, without any regard for the consequences of their actions. One of the greatest things about, you know, some artists is that, you know, they'll leave a mean comment like, oh, your art sucks, you know, you shouldn't do art, you know, you're a terrible artist or whatever. And then the artist will literally just leave like a paragraph after paragraph just completely going off on these idiotic people. And it's honestly some of the funniest content that I've ever read on the internet, because these people, they just sound so idiotic when they insult artists on social media. Like, their insults are just so plain and not really even that insulting, and then the artists come back and just completely go off on them. It's just the funniest thing ever. So just, if you're being insulted by people on social media, you have every right to go off on them and to either, you know, say how idiotic they sound, because they do sound completely idiotic, and to, you know, explain to them and the rest of the universe why they're wrong. You know, they don't know who you are, they don't know, you know, what your life is like, and they don't know your art, and they have no right to criticize you no matter what they think of your art, because ultimately their opinion doesn't matter. And there are lots of people who, you know, like your art and appreciate the work and effort that you put into it, so the opinion of one asshole shouldn't deter you from, you know, making art at all. And then one more thing you can do to deal with criticism on your art, especially if it's on social media, is to just delete the comments, you know, not even deal with it, pretend that it's not there. You know, there's a lot of controversy around, you know, deleting hurtful and mean comments off of social media platforms. You know, people will say like, oh, you know, by deleting that comment, you know, you're letting them win, you're letting them know that, you know, you're getting to them or whatever. But honestly, if you don't want like mean and hurtful comments on your Tumblr blog or your Instagram or your Twitter or your YouTube, you know, you don't have to deal with that. You don't have to do anything if you don't want to. If you see a mean and hurtful comment about you or your art on your social media platform, you have every right to go up to that comment and click the delete button and just forget about it. Because there's just this large stigma going around that, you know, by deleting a comment, you're submitting to the person who sent it to you, when in reality you're not. You know, you don't have to deal with, you know, the negativity and the toxic attitude that this person is trying to infect you with. And so deleting the comment is just as effective as, you know, writing a 7-paragraph essay as to why this person's being an asshole. And it just all depends off of what you want to do and what you're comfortable with. If you're comfortable, you know, going off and explaining why this person doesn't have any right to insult you or any other artist, then that's fine. But if you're not comfortable with that, and you would just be more comfortable deleting the comment and forgetting about it and not dealing with the toxic attitude and behavior of the shitheads on YouTube or Tumblr or whatever social media platform, then by all means go ahead and do that. You know? It's your account, and no one can stop you, and you shouldn't have to deal with, you know, the insecurities of other people who are just trying to make themselves feel better by means of just putting everyone down and shitting on everybody else's day. So yeah, that's pretty much all I've got to say on this topic. I hope I made sense. I kind of went into this explanation a little blindly. But I hope I was able to help. I myself personally have not dealt with any negative comments or behavior on any of my social media platforms, which I am absolutely grateful for. You know, I have a great following here on YouTube, and I am so grateful for all of your guys's, you know, comments, and the constructive criticism that you guys leave is always welcome. I am all for receiving constructive criticism as a means of improving as an artist. But I do know a lot of artists who've dealt with a lot of mean and hurtful comments on social media, and so this is kind of just information that they've told me that I'm just kind of relaying to you guys, because, you know, maybe sometime in the past or even right now you've dealt with, you know, just people trying to put you down or put your art down even though they have no right to. So yeah, I just thought I would offer a little bit of advice about this, because it's honestly a bigger controversy than it should be, but honestly everything at this day and age is a gigantic controversy, so, you know, might as well make the video anyways. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. I can't even explain how grateful I am to all of you who have subscribed and supported and commented and liked on my videos. I would like to preface that we have reached a bit of a milestone here on the channel. I've finally reached 50 whole subscribers. The past 2 months has probably been the largest growth that I've seen here on YouTube, and so I just can't help but be extremely grateful to you guys. And for all of you newbies who are just finding my channel, welcome. Make sure to like and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. I'm really would love it if we could make it to 75 subscribers by the end of the year. That would be amazing, and if we could make it to 100, then that would just absolutely blow my mind. But again, thank you all so much for watching. If you liked this video, please leave a like and maybe even subscribe, and I will see you all next time. Bye!
Wondershare.